Hello there guys! For today's video, I'm going to show you how to make a slice head effect in Photoshop. And also we will dive deeper into using pen tool for creating selections, grouping of layers, using perspective and warp under transformation command, and making of shadows. So let's get started! So here in our document, I prepare here an image where we're going to apply our head slice effect. So the first step we're going to do here is we're going to get the head of our subject. So to do that, I'm going to zoom this one first. Press Z for zoom. All right, let's zoom this one in. Okay. And now to create a selection on our head, we're going to make use of a pen tool. So where to find the pen tool? Going on to the toolbar, find the pen tool. It shows this symbol. Or you can just press P for the shortcut key. Alright. And now for the options on top, make sure that it's put to path. We can now create selection on our subject's head. So we'll start from here. To create a curved lines using pen, just click, hold, and then drag it, something like that, right, to create the curved lines. Now we can now close the selection. Now we just created a path on our subject's head. To convert this one into a selection, all you have to do is to right click on it and then choose make selection. Alright, and this make selection pop-up will appear. For the feather radius, I'm just going to set that to 1 pixels and then select OK. Alright, so now you look at that. We already created into selection. And by the way, if you find this video helpful so far, please consider subscribing to help YouTube algorithm show my videos to other nerds like us. Well, going back with this selection on our subject's head, now we're going to create a layer of its own. So to do that, with this selection, all I'm going to do is to press Ctrl plus J. Alright, and I'm going to hide the background layer for us to see what happens. So this is how it goes. Now I'm going to zoom this one out, alright, and then bring out the transformation command, press Ctrl plus T, okay, and then I'm going to rotate this one, something like this, drag this one here in the middle, and then click and drag those points to increase the size. Do something like this. All right, and then I'm going to press enter. Now, I'm going to create a background of this, okay? All right, so to do that, select on the background layer, go here, okay, click on the adjustment layer icon down here, choose a solid color. Now let's choose the gray color for now. Okay, so this is just a temporary background, okay? Okay, and then let's select on our layer, on that head layer, all right? And let's create a duplicator of that for us to see the before and after. So I'm going to press Ctrl plus J. Okay, now I'm going to hide this layer. All right, so with this copy layer that we just created, now we are going to slice to 4 parts of this head. So to do that, we're going to make use of a pen tool. Now, selected on this layer, I'm going to press P for the shortcut key of the pen tool. Now I'm going to make path using this pen tool. Click a path here, and then also to the other side. And once I click that, I'm still holding it so that I can create a curve, something like this. Right. So I'm gonna point this one to the mouth. Right. So there you go. Okay. Now let's create a selection outside, even though it's not perfect. And there you have it. Now we already created a path. Now let's make this one as a selection. Right click on it and then choose make selection. And then feather radius set to 1 pixels and then okay. All right. Now how to cut this one? Now to cut this one, all I'm going to do is to press Control plus Shift plus J. So I'm going to tell you again, press Control plus Shift plus J. So once I did that, look what happened. I'm going to hide the layer of our cutout. All right, so this one. Okay, so if I remove that, so you can see it's already cut out, and this is the other half. See, cool, right? So we're gonna keep on making more slices on it on the head. All right, so from this layer again, so we're going to make this one as our base. Okay, so I'm going to drag this one up. Right, so press P for the pen tool once again. Okay, let's hide the layer, this layer first. Okay, and then let's create a selection from here. Right, you just start clicking from here, and then go to the other side. from here. And then while I'm holding it, while I click it, I'm holding it. And then let's create a curve line, something like this, right? And then let's create a selection outside. Even though it's not perfect, it's just totally fine. Okay, now make a selection, right click on it, and then choose make selection. All right, feather radius to 1 pixel. Okay, once it's already have selection, let's slice that one again. Press Control plus Shift plus J. Okay, now look what happened. All right, I'm going to, this is the layer that we just cut out. So that's how it goes. See? All right, I'm going to bring that one down to our base layer. All right, and then lastly, I'm going to hide this layer for now. Now I'm going to create path again with this pen tool selected. Create a path from here. Click and drag this one. This. Then create a path outside. Right click on it. Make a selection. Feather radius to 1 pixel. Select OK. And then press Control plus Shift plus J. Now we already have this layer. All right, see? Okay. Now, so this is how it goes. Let me show you. So we already have this jaw layer. We already have this nose layer. We already have this eye layer. And we already have this forehead layer. All right. So I'm not going to rename this one because we're going to create a group of each later on. Okay. So let's move this one aside for now. Okay. So press V for that. And then, okay. So I'm going to select on the jaw layer. All right. So move this one down. Now the next step I'm going to do here is I'm going to create a fill inside. What fill are we going to make use of? I already prepared here a lemon pulp. All right, so we're going to get the selection of this lemon, all right, and put it there inside to make it the fill. All right, so to do that, go to the lemon. All right, so I'm going to create a selection inside this lemon. All right, also I'm going to make use of a quick selection tool for that. Put the options to add selection, and then click and drag. All right, now even though it's not perfect, I'm good with this. Okay. Now, once we already have this, I'm going to press Control plus J. Now, we already created this one. So, let's deselect, press Control plus D. Okay, so press V for the move tool, and then click and drag it on our original image. Okay, so I already put it here. All right, so let's decrease the size. Press Control plus T for the transformation command. Okay, so let's decrease this one. Bring those points in. Okay, to decrease that. All right, something like this. So for us not to be distracted by the head, so let's hide those first. So this nose layer, and this layer, right? Okay, now we're going to make use of a perspective and warp here for us to fit it inside. So with this layer 5, press Control plus T. Okay, for the transformation command to be out, right click on it and then choose perspective. Okay, now I may now start adjusting this one to create something like this. Now this time, I'm going to bring this layer down to the jaw layer. So click and drag it to this layer 2 here. All right, so there you go. Now it's something like it's in, right? So let's bring in a transformation command again. Press Control plus T. Okay, and let's drag this one out. Okay. All right, so to make it better, let's make use of the warp. Right click on it and then choose warp. Okay, and then I'm going to drag this one in. That looks like this. And then once you're good with it, press enter. Okay, now let's create a group of this. So to do that, all I have to do is to press that lemon and the jaw, right? So to do that, select that layer, press Control, and add a new layer of that jaw. And then press Control plus G to put this one into one folder or into group. Okay, so look at that. So they are now together. So from this group, I'm going to double click on that to rename this one as our jaw layer. All right. So we're good with this. Now let's hide this jaw layer for now. Okay, let's move on to the next part. I'm going to make this one visible, the layer 3. And then, just the same thing we did. Let's go to that lemon again, right? Press V, and then click and drag it onto our neck fill. All right, so there you go. All right, so press Control plus T for the transformation command. Let's drag this one in to make it or to decrease the size. Okay, and just what we have did a while ago, right? Make sure that this lemon is under the layer of this nose. Then right click, go to perspective with the transformation command. Let's fit it in. All right, so let's do the warp. Right click on it, choose warp, and there you have it. I'm good with this. Now let's press enter. Okay, now look at that. We just put a fill inside with it with this lemon squeezy. It's amazing, isn't it? Now let's put this layer into a group. So select it on this lemon, and then select on the layer tree. That's the nose layer, right? Press Ctrl plus G. Now let's rename that group. Double click on that layer, and then let's name this one as our nose layer. Okay, we're good. Now let's hide this one. Moving on to the next part. Let's make this the eye layer visible for now. Okay, now just what we did a while ago. You can watch what I did, and I'll just fast forward this part. All right, now I'm happy with this. Press enter. And lastly, let's put this one into a group. Press this layer, this lemon layer, and then press Control, hold Control, and let's click on the layer 4 or the eye layer. Then let's put this one into group. Press Control plus G. Let's rename the group into eye layer. All right, so there are. So we already have 3 layers. Let me show you. I'm gonna hide this eye layer for now. So we already have our jaw layer. We already have our nose layer. We already have our eye layer. All right, amazing, isn't it? And of course, this one, this layer 1. Okay, so let's rename this one as our forehead. Okay, now we're good with this. Now let's bring those 4 layers back. Okay, so look at that. Now we're going to apply the slice effect here. Look how amazing is this. First one, I'm going to click on the jaw group layer or that folder. Press Ctrl plus T for the transformation command. And now I'm going to start dragging this one down. Maybe I can move it with this. Press enter. Now let's go to the nose. Selected on that nose. You can just press V. Okay, if you're just going to move that. And let's move this one to the right. Okay, so if I want to rotate it, press Ctrl plus T for the transformation command. It will enable us to rotate this. Okay, then press enter. Now for the eye layer, press that. Press Ctrl plus T. Let's move this one going up. Okay, let me hide the forehead for now. Eye layer, press Ctrl plus T. Okay, I'm going to rotate this one to something like this. It's something like it's creating a slide effect. Okay, now I'm happy with this. Press enter. And lastly, for the forehead, okay, just click that. Once you select it, I'm just going to drag this one in. Okay, press Ctrl plus T. All right, now I'm happy with this. So we already created a slice effect on it. Looking good, isn't it? Okay, so to add a shadow, so first thing we're going to the jaw layer, right? So I'm just going to click that and open that group layer, right? I'm going to press on the layer or on the lemon, and then I'm going to create a layer, just one. Click on this add icon, okay? Click on that. All right. So for the shadow with this layer that we just created, I'm going to the toolbar and find the brush tool or B for the shortcut key. So for the color, for the foreground, I'm going to set this one to color black. For the options on top, I'm going to choose a soft round brush here. All right. And then for the size, I'm good with 1000 pixels. And then let's draw something on it. Something like a dot. Okay, now we're good with this. Now, let's do the clipping mask here. From this layer shadow we just created, right click on it, and then create clipping mask. Okay, so there you go. Now look at that, we already created the shadow, isn't it? Okay, so press Ctrl plus T for the transformation command, so we can make a few adjustments, something like this. Press enter. For the opacity, I'm just going to set this one into 70%. Alright, I'm good with this. Okay, so same thing with the nose. Let's open that folder. Go to the layer of the lemon. Create a layer on it. Just click on this create a new layer icon down here. Press B for the brush tool. Now it's already set to black. So let's just create a shadow from here. Okay. Then right click on it. Then create a clipping mask. Okay. For the opacity, just what I've did. Set this one to 70%. Okay. And for the last one, eye layer. Okay. Press lemon layer. Add a layer. Press B. Create a shadow there. I don't feel good with it, so press Ctrl plus T. Let's fix this one. Use Seam Perspective. Once this transformation command is out, right click on it and find perspective. Okay, and so we're going to flatten this. All right, now press enter. For the right click on that layer and then create clipping mask. Okay, for your opacity, set this one to 70%. Okay, we're good with that. Now Look at that. We just create a shadow on it. Create. Let's select that background of that color fill layer. Create a new layer. Okay, and then for the shadow, just click down here, something like this, and another point here. Press Control plus T. Right click on it. Choose perspective. Now let's flatten this shadow. Okay, I'm good with this. All right, and then for the select with that layer selected, go to the filter. Let's add a Gaussian blur on it. Okay, and then put this one to 5 pixels. Select OK, and then for the opacity, let's decrease this one to 70 as well. All right, and then enter. All right, now I'm good with this. Now it's up to you if you want to change the background of it. So for example, let's put a gradient background. Okay, so let's hide this color fill layer. Right, so click on that. Then click on a new layer mask, a new layer. Go to the toolbar, select on this gradient tool, click on that from the options. Stop. Click on this point for the color. Let's say I'm going to put this one into light green. Okay, and then for the other point, let's say I'm going to set this one into a darker green color. All right, then select OK. Then select OK. All right, so now we're good. So I'm going to click and drag this one out. All right, that's much better. Okay, so let me show you the before and after. So this one is the before, and this one is the after. And that is how to make slice head effect in Photoshop.